Securing your future isn't about stashing cash away. Inflation will gulp it. It is not just about investing in any good investment. I tell you, many have lost a fortune and in the process lost their lives and their future. What if I told you about a secured, structured, and sustainable wealth creation secret taught in oil palm plantation ownership? And not just that, what if I showed you a company that is doing it right and I built a safe, secure system anchored on land ownership? Yes! Attend this webinar and we will show you that agriculture has the potential to create wealth and legacy when done right. We have created a module that works perfectly for you, combining the security of land ownership, income from agriculture, and specifically palm tree plantation ownership. This isn't just another investment pitch. This is a wealth blueprint backed by a real appreciating asset and foremost real estate company who developed this module and real results. Palm trees are resilient with great value and value chain beyond any other crop. It has moved from being just a cash crop to an industrial crop with over 8,000 hectares cultivated across about 10 phases, over 12,000 landlords who now own their own palm oil plantations and some already earning. You don't need to look elsewhere. For decades, smart investors have built sustainable wealth through palm oil, a global $100 billion industry that never goes out of demand. Now the question is, will you keep watching others build generational wealth, or will you secure your own share of this evergreen opportunity? It's not new, just that you didn't know, but now you know. Take action today by joining us at this global webinar on palm oil plantation ownership, no matter your location. Your future is either built or delayed, but it's in your hands. Don't wait for the perfect time. Those who want great future create yours now. Invite your family, business partners, group of friends. If you're planning to co-own for a special package on group ownership, you don't want to miss this. Click the link, register for the webinar, and take your first step to owning your palm oil plantation. Your future self will thank you. See you there.
You have worked hard to earn your money. Now it's time for your money to start working for you. But in today's economy, that's easier said than done. Inflation keeps rising. Land appreciates but often lies fallow. And running a business demands time and constant attention. What if there was a way to own productive land, generate consistent income, and still have the freedom to live your life? Introducing the Palm-Rich SPV Model, a smart, secured, structured system where individuals, families, groups, and institutions can co-own oil palm estates and earn sustainable income for decades. Here's how it works. Each subscriber owns a titled piece of land tied directly to their shares in a registered SPV. Assetrise manages everything from planting and harvesting to milling and sales, while you enjoy full transparency and guaranteed oversight. But this isn't crowdfunding. It is collective ownership with structure built on legal security, efficiency, and shared prosperity. Every SPV is registered, uniquely branded, and managed professionally. Subscribers receive quarterly reports, elect their own board, and can take over management once the estate matures. And the results? A lifetime of passive income, shared growth, and lasting impact. Because when people come together, they don't just own land, they build value, community, and legacy. Now, imagine your family, your church, or your company owning an oil palm estate that keeps producing wealth for generations. That's ownership with purpose. Own the land, grow together, and for life.
All right, thank you, everyone. We just played a video, and then before the next video would come in, where we'll be talking about the SPV model and exactly how else we want to like to do that. I would like to introduce myself and to welcome everyone. So good evening, everyone, and welcome. Good evening once again, and welcome. My name is Dorcas Ekeneke, and I'm excited to host you for the Global Oil Palm Wealth webinar brought to you by Excaa Homes and Properties in partnership with Accaa, one of Nigeria's leading agro real estate companies. At Excaa Homes and Properties, our mission is very simple, which is to help you secure verified wealth building opportunities with confidence. And today's session is one of those opportunities. We are also proud to spotlight Palm Ridge Project, which is the Palm Ridge Estate and Palm Ridge Farms, a structured oil palm investment in a highly professional ecosystem designed for long-term income, capital growth, and sustainable farming value. Tonight, you'll be learning how Palm Ridge blends real estate security with agricultural profitability in a model built for smart, forward-thinking investors and those concerned about building a sustainable future. This evening, we have two powerful speakers who will be breaking down land-backed investing, the oil palm value chain, and the real numbers behind long-term agricultural wealth. We'll also be unveiling a special purpose vehicle model, a strategic structure that allows a group of investors, families, group of friends, or corporations to collectively acquire a minimum of 50 hectares of farmland. This model unlocks exclusive benefits, stronger returns, greater efficiency, and long-term equity growth. So, to continue, in addition, we will dive into the billion-dollar global palm oil industry, which is examining why countries like Ghana and others are expanding aggressively, and how our cross-border partnerships positions us to scale even further. You will hear success stories, you will see what we have built, and understand how our vision goes beyond farming. Our mission is to help more people become landowners, like asset owners, grow sustainable wealth, and plug into an industry that will remain essential for generations. I'll be introducing our speakers shortly, but first, I want to thank you once again for being here. Settle in, please, eliminate all forms of distractions, and prepare to learn something that may shift the way you invest forever. So before I invite them, I would like to also play another video for us to watch. And once the video is done, we'll also, although there are still a couple of videos to watch, but then please let's watch this particular video. Thank you very much.
Africa's next economic frontier will be powered by agriculture and structured by innovation. At Accaa, we have created a pathway for individuals, organizations, and governments to own productive oil palm plantations through our special purpose vehicle model. Our SPV model is a secure, escrow-backed agricultural ownership system designed to help high net worth individuals, organizations, and cooperatives diversify their portfolio while driving real impact in food security, climate sustainability, and rural development. It is not just investments, it is ownership backed by structure, transparency, and guaranteed protection. Our partnership says it all. Escrow banking by AG Mortgage Bank PLC, insurance by Mutual Benefit Assurance, research and development with Nigeria Institute for Oil Palm Research, collaboration with the Nigeria Society for Engineers for mechanization and processing. These partnerships make every Accaa project credible, structured, and sustainable. Today, multiple SPVs are already thriving with leading organizations, individuals and groups owning productive plantations under the Asset-Rise SPV structure. Partnerships with the Madiba Agro Estate Limited for over 2,000 hectares of joint development. Partnership with Her Excellency Kafayat Oyetaba, a 300 hectares sustainability in Osun State to empower youths and women. Total Energies Trans-Amadi Branch, Petilers Real Estate Limited, and other prospective partnerships with Chevron Cooperative, the Bank of Industry, the Ghanaian government for over 10,000 hectares, and many others scaling shared agricultural investment across the African region. Partner
Playing another video because remember we made a title for this, and in the title we added avoiding red flags. So I'm going to be playing another video on how to avoid red flags when it comes to investing, especially in this model we have created. All right, please hold on, please watch the video to the end. Thank you. Is it this video?
Thinking of owning.
All right, please watch. Thank you.
Thinking of owning an oil palm plantation? Great choice. But before you dive in, avoid these 5 costly mistakes that could destroy your profits. Number 1, buying the wrong land. Oil palm thrives in specific soil and climate conditions. Many investors jump on cheap land without checking if it is suitable for oil palm. Remember, good land equals good yield. Number 2, poor plantation planning. Oil palm needs proper spacing and planning. One wrong step at the start could affect your harvest for 25 years. Number 3, expecting instant returns. Oil palm is a long-term wealth builder. It starts yielding from the 3rd year. If you expect quick cash, you'll be frustrated. Patience here pays for decades. Number 4, neglecting professional management. Managing a plantation isn't guesswork. Without expert management and proper care, your plantation could underperform. Always work with professionals. And number 5, ignoring transparency. Many lose money by investing in projects with no clear governance or accountability. Always choose a trusted partner who offers transparency and proof of impact. At Asset-Rise Limited with Palm Ridge Estate, we eliminate these mistakes for you. With verified land, expert management, and guaranteed transparency, your plantation becomes a source of sustainable wealth for generations. Click the link now to download our comprehensive brochure. Don't make costly mistakes. Grow wealth the right way.
Right, all right. Thank you all for waiting till the end. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate it. All right, so now I'm going to be introducing our speaker for the night. The person I'm going to be introducing him is a very wonderful man. And when it comes to talking about palm oil investment, palm oil plantations. These ones are brains behind securing the right investment in agro real estate, and their company is the foremost agro real estate company. Yes, you can quote me for that. So I'm going to be, he is our main speaker for tonight, and I'm going to be bringing him up right now. So please join me to welcome Mr. Chris Etemike. Mr. Chris Etemike, head of subsidiary Asset Trust Limited. Like I said earlier, Excaa Homes and Properties, we are in partnership with Asset Trust Limited, the foremost agro real estate company. These are the brains if you want to have a secured palm oil plantation, I mean, a secured investment. This is the best company to go with. Thank you very much. We'll welcome you, Pastor Chris Etemike. Please take the floor. You have the floor, sir.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Dorcas. Thank you for
Good evening,
having
sir.
me here tonight. I'd like to say good evening to everyone. On behalf of the Group Managing Director of Asset Rights Limited, I'm honored to be here, and it's quite on a very tight schedule. I hope he can make an appearance. Since yesterday, he's been in meetings, and today also. I'll just stand in for him for a while. If he can make it, he will show up. But thank you for being here today, and thank you, Dorcas, for inviting me. Oil palm plantation has been here for years. It's not a secret because every one of us, we are born into palm oil. You know about palm oil. You see how palm oil is plant. You see the plants, if depending on where you grew up, and you know the taste, or you find it in your food and others. So, however, about 3 years ago, we created a model here in Asset Rice that can help you to secure your future. People have been making money from palm oil a long time ago. Esteemed GM, the Group Managing Director, Mr. Rotimi Ojamamoye, his father owned acres of palm tree plantation, and they lived very well. And even after he passed on, it was able to sustain the whole family. And up to today, I don't know how many generations now, but about the third generation, they are still earning and sharing the wealth from that oil palm plantation. Any new child that is born today is added to the list of beneficiaries, and they earn from the oil palm. So it's not new. It didn't just show up. Shareholders of oil palm producing companies like the Okumu oil, like Presco oil, they know this thing that we're talking about. They have a PLC model that you buy shares into the company and you are enjoying, and a lot of, I can count a lot of them, a lot of our landlords, customers have shares in Kumu and Presco oil. But why did they buy into this model? We'll look at this as we go on. But before I delve into that, I like to make a detour and just give this brief introduction about just the problem we have about building wealth, creating wealth. One of the greatest problems we have in wealth creation today is that we, people of African descent, both in diaspora, both here at home, we have become a tribe of workers, a tribe of laborers. Everyone is working. Our brothers abroad are building economies. You read about the escapades, the exploits of Nigerians in America, in UK, how much they are doing. But in all of this, majorly, we are a tribe of laborers. We are a tribe of workers, working to build other economies, working to build other people's business with nothing to show for. ourselves at home. Wealth cannot be built from that source. It can only give you the potential or the seeds. Then you have to plant the seed rightly, like Joker said in our own video. The seed is in your hand, you have to plant it rightly. Wealth is built from ownership. Ownership of the asset or ownership of the process. That's where our wealth can be built. And the second problem we have is the problem of trust. There is a trust deficit in this part of the world today. Nobody trusts anything. Say, as long as it's coming from Nigeria, I don't want to be involved. Like they say, can anything good come out of Nazareth? But we have been able to find solutions to this problem. The first solution is that we have created a model, a model of ownership, and we call it farmage. Farmage is simply real estate plus agriculture. Specifically, it is land ownership with palm trees farming. So you own a piece of land, you buy a piece of land, or like we say, if you subscribe to a piece of land, Asset Rise will plant palm trees on it for you. The choice of palm tree is deliberate because a lot of agri-businesses sprang up about 5-6 years ago, and today, no, about 10 years ago, but 5 years, 6 years ago, everything disappeared. There is nothing to show for it. Funds, investment, people's life savings gone down the drains. And if you listen to the videos on the red flags, most of the reason, a lot of people knew that this thing may not really work, but because they were looking for short-term gains, they invested their monies and it went down the drain. So, but we have created a system where you own the assets. You own the land, you own the process. It is 100% ownership. Farmage is 100% ownership. When you subscribe to the land belongs to you. We transfer the title to you upon completion of your payments. So there is no worry. And the beautiful thing there is that your investment is now backed up by assets, no matter what happens to the crop. And that was the problem with the agribusiness. The investment was based on the crops. Now, this investment is anchored on land. The land will not disappear. The land will not run away. The only thing that will happen to the land is that it will keep appreciating. And that is just one part of the equation. You begin to earn from the oil palm tree products. After 3 years of nurturing and maintenance by same Asset Rise, you begin to earn from that 3rd year or 4th year, well down 30 years, 40 years, 50 years down the line, you are still earning from that palm tree plantation. That's what we have created. And secondly, what did we do with the problem of trust? We had to create something credible, something transparent. You see, when you walk into a bank, you do not know the teller. You do not know anybody in the bank, but because you saw the name of the bank outside and you walked into the bank, you trusted that that person was trustworthy or worthy of receiving or doing your transaction. That is legality. We have created a legal structure around the business such that your investment is safe. With all that has been said in all the videos, professional management, strategic partnerships with people who know what they are doing, you can never be wrong with this investment. So that's what we bring to you today. Creating wealth through ownership of palm oil plantation. So when you subscribe to any unit, whether it's 10 plots, whether it's 10 hectares, 50 hectares, you are buying your own plantation. You own it. And you have the right to manage it yourself. If you can't manage it yourself, you can outsource to Asset Rise, and Asset Rise will manage for you for a shared share of your profits. That is a simple model of the farmage. Simply, I go over it again. You subscribe to a unit of the land. Asset Rise will plant the trees for you free of charge. manage it for 3 years free of charge until your palm trees start fruiting. And then afterwards, you can decide if you want to manage it yourself or you want to still outsource it to Asset Rice. And then Asset Rice begins to harvest, process, package, store, and sell the oil. And then you and Asset Rice will share profits. And this will go on for the next 30 years, 40 years, while your land, which is the main asset, is appreciating. That is our model for you we have created to secure the future. Everybody needs to be sustainable. Everybody needs to be sustainable. And when we talk about the income, we are talking about revenue, we're talking about income. We're not just talking about income that we start and stop or start and cease. Palm trees are sustainable. They are the most resilient trees, one of the most resilient trees God created. And they can fruit for upward of 50 years. So if you have a source of income, an asset, which is the land, because land is an asset, that generates that kind of income for you every year, my dear brothers and sisters, you can build a secure future on this. And as the video said, the red flags to watch out for is already stated here. I'm sure that maybe you can request for the video if you want to go over it again. The first thing is the land. And that is what we have done. We have secured the land for you. First and foremost, the title and then the type of soil. It has to be the right one. So we have created a model that will not make you to lose money. We don't want anyone to lose money. We have created a model that will not fail. So if the model will not fail, you definitely will not lose your money. And because we are the pioneers, we are leaders in this industry, that's why we create such videos so that you can look up, because there are so many other schemes around. I was watching yesterday where a group of people went for inspection. They said they are going to inspect a nursery. At Asset Rice, you don't inspect nurseries. When you come to our estates, you see live palm trees. We have estates where the palm trees are already fruiting. Remember I said we talked about this about 3 years ago. So we have done it from phase 1 to phase 8 of the estate, and then phase 1 and 2 of the farm. So we started in Excaa, and Excaa phase 1, 2, and 3 in Lagos, they are already fruiting. Excaa has fruiting palm trees. If you visit the Excaa estate today, you will see fruiting palm trees. Then we moved on to phase 4. Phase 4 is in Adodo-Ota in Ogun State. And started the same model. Phase 4 has already started to fruit. That's about 2 years ago. And then we changed a little and secured about a 250-acre facility plantation in Ibadan. Now, the beautiful thing with the phase 5 in Ibadan is that the phase 5 is already fruiting. But we still created the same model. Phase 5 is already fruiting. The only difference is that if you buy into the phase 5, you're not going to wait for 3 years before your palm tree start fruiting. In the next 12 months, you will receive or you will earn your first return on investment. So Ibadan is already fruiting. And I'm also glad to inform you that the landlords who bought Ibadan over a year ago have received their first return on investment. And by December, we will be paying those set of landlords and more who are just clocking 12 months. So it is a model that we have tested. We are not experimenting anymore. We have over 8,000 hectares cultivated, over 11,000 landlords who have been able to secure their future. We cannot be wrong. So that's the model we bring to you. And from the phase 5, we secured a 3,000 hectare facility that is housing the phase 6 and phase 7, over 3,000 hectares, also in Adodo-Ota. We're well advanced into that estate right now. And then finally, we secured over 4,000 hectares in Ewekoro, Ogun State also, which also we have sold the zone A of the estate. We are selling zone B now, and then we launched the palm farm. Phase 1 is sold out, phase 2 is still selling. So that's what we bring to you today. It's not a get quick rich syndrome. is a carefully thought out project that can give you, that can de-risk your retirement in the future. You can build your future on palm tree plantation. So with professional management that we're offering you, transparency, price, and palm rich is the way to go. We say here that if it is palm rich, then it is credible. And our partnership speaks for us. Partnership with the Nigerian Society of Engineers. From tomorrow, we'll be in Ibadan with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, who are partnering with us to also try and see how we can replicate this model in the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. We have a partnership with AG Mortgage Finance. We have a partnership with 94, with Okitiba Oil PLC, with FUNAB, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. The university gave us about a 1,000 hectare of land to create something out of it. And from there, we have empowered over 1,000 students of the institution. And also, we have the BEM group from the UK House of Lords. The GMD was invited last year, to the UK House of Lords. And all he just told them was the story of his father, how his father owned palm tree plantation and died when he was just 14 years old, and how the palm tree plantation sustained the family, sent them to school. He schooled in the UK, by the way, and also on palm tree money. And all just that story has earned us a huge partnership from there. And then the Ogun State Agricultural Development Agency. So we are well on the way. I know you might have questions, but I'd like to pause here and allow the moderator to guide us for the rest of the meeting. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. That was a very wonderful, beautiful one. Thank you so much, sir. All right, so before we proceed, I would like to ask some questions on investment clarity, especially for people that are new to this agribusiness. So my question goes to us. I said, for someone new to this agribusiness, what makes oil palm a safer and more predictable investment compared to other cash crops? You know, like the cash crops that we have, and how stable is this cash flow from oil palm once the tree starts maturing? How stable is it, sir?
So for the oil palm, the industry, first and foremost, the industry is a very large one. The global market for oil palm plantation is over 100 billion naira. And that's just on the global stage. Nigeria is the 5th largest producer as at date, but Nigeria still imports oil palm plantation, palm oil. As the 5th largest, in fact, I was looking at, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was doing a research on Indonesia. Indonesia, they're trying to, in fact, they have made a policy declaration that they're going to stop the exporting of oil palm to I don't know, I think they have a small quarry, so they're going to stop. But I was looking at where do they send their exports to? And I saw Malaysia. Malaysia is the 2nd highest producer of oil palm. Malaysia is about the 3rd highest receiver of palm oil or palm oil produce from Malaysia, from Indonesia. And that's the same case with Nigeria. Nigeria still imports palm oil into the country. And Nigeria requires over 1 million metric tons of palm oil to supply or to feed local demand. We are not able to do that. We are just producing about 2% of the supply that is required. And like statistics say, Nigeria still spends about $600 million on oil imports. So the market is large. The market is there for the taking. And palm oil, has moved from just a cash crop to an industrial crop. The use of palm oil cuts across cosmetic, food, beverages, and in fact, you go to supermarket shelf, almost everything you see there, almost 50% of the items on the shelf connected to palm oil. And see, with the discovery of biofuel or biodiesel, we have entered another stage of the demand for palm oil. Why is Ghana trying to partner with Asset Rice? With all that they produce, is because it is not enough. So that is the reason. And why people can rely on the income, because it is sustainable. You plant it once, you get it right, like you said in your video, agriculture is capable of generating income if it is done right. If you plant it rightly, that income will continue to flow. Okomu oil they are about 40 years now. Okitupa oil is about 40 years now. It was planted by over 20,000 hectares of oil palm plantation. This is the fourth generation. And in fact, if you read the history, Okitupa oil palm produce was abandoned for about 10 years. They have come back to it. They have restructured it. They are still making money from it. Look at the figures from Presco and Okomu for their shareholders. That tells you over almost 200 billion naira revenue declared, almost 100 billion naira profit after tax. That's the kind of thing we are talking about. But we don't want to sway your head with such figures. Statistics and data tell us what we can generate from one plot, from 1 hectare. And in our revenue chart, you can see that we estimate, or we project that 1 hectare of palm tree plantation should be able to generate about 6 million naira for you every year. Then imagine you owning a 10 hectare. You are guaranteed of about 40 to 50 million naira every year once it starts fruiting. That's a major investment. And that is not the income from the appreciation of your land. That is just one source of income, because there is dual source of income with our model. Because you own the land, there's capital appreciation. So that's the reason you can trust oil. The price of palm oil will continue to go up. Since we were born, the price never went down. It goes down on the off-peak period, but it goes up again during the peak. No, it goes down during the peak period and goes up during the off-peak period. So that's why you can stake your money on oil palm plantation.
All right. Thank you so very much for that. That was very, 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 yes, very, very detailed. Thank you very much. So talking about the risk and the sustainability of that, so I just want to ask, what are the major risks in oil palm farming? Does it even have any risk? And how does Palm Ridge mitigate them? Is oil palm environmentally sustainable when managed properly? Risk at all, sir?
Okay. Okay, the risk factors are what we have described in the red flag. To get the land rightly. For instance, if you are going to invest and you buy a land that doesn't have a right title, you are already in trouble. Or you buy a land that the soil is not suitable for oil palm, you are also in trouble. In that video, I said good land, good revenue. So if you get the land right, you get everything right. You almost get everything right. Then the next thing is plantation planning. How are you going about it? When you tell some people that you only have 10 palm trees on a plot, they say, but the plot is big. Now, why can't you plant more? No, there are standards to follow. NIFOR cannot be wrong. These oil palm, they have data. They have the information. NIFOR has been doing research for almost 6 decades now. They cannot be wrong. So you have to follow the experts. Those are the management of it. However, then okay, I mentioned it, the land, those are the risks, but asset rights, we have partnered with the government because you cannot be doing something with 3,000, 4,000 hectares and government is not involved. We have partnered with the government to get the land right. So our land has good title. See, they are not, some of them are not yet C of O, but C of O is not all that, is not the only good title that land can have. Our lands already have the registered survey, like the Wekuru property. It already has the red copy, registered survey from the government. And we are looking at and perfecting it further. But once you get the title right, you get the soil right, you get everything right. Those are the risks. But with the palm rich model, in fact, in the contract, we are so bold to say that if there is a default or if there's a defect in the title, you will be liable to a full refund. So you check your contract and see that there. So we are going on with the title, correct land, and good soil for the oil palm. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very, very much, sir. That was very detailed. And all right, so on to the next question. We know that you are an expert when it comes to this oil palm plantation investment. And talking about, the other time in the video, I also spoke about the SPV, And as an expert, I'm going to be asking you a few questions about this SPV. Meanwhile, SPV means the special purpose vehicle that allows you to co-own with people, probably a group of friends, a whole family, corporations that would like to own. Minimum is 50 hectares of the farmland. So right now, my question goes to us. Can you explain how farmland owners works for investors that are trying to sign into the SPV? And what exactly do they own? What right do they have?
Okay, thank you. This expert thing, I will call the head of agri to come. We have a head of agri, but that's just by the side.
Yeah.
And just today is the last day of this month. So this month, we brought up another level of ownership of the palm ridge. What we have been selling since is individual ownership or maybe just corporation ownership. You buy yourself, you buy for yourself, for your children, or whatever. But we thought about it. How can we make it such that the owners have more control? How can we create it such that the owners have more benefits? So we created the SPV, which is a special purpose vehicle. And by law, an SPV can be created from numbers of 2 persons to 50. That's the maximum. So, like Doka said, it's a co-ownership. You come together to own the oil palm plantation. So let me say myself and my family members, my brother, my sister, we want to own this oil palm plantation. So we create an SPV. Asset rights, we do all the registration. That means we are going to create a legal entity, just like you are registering a company. But this time, it's so good because you are registering an agro business, an agro company. Come next year, a lot of people are thinking of what to do with the new tax laws. But with an agro company, you will enjoy tax holidays for 5 years. So it means that your revenue for the next 5 years is secure, or whatever income that goes to your agro account is secure. So we'll create this SPV for you. You can earn more. You earn more in revenue when you own the SPV. It's a personalized estate, personalized documents, and then personalized insurance for you. So you create the SPV in your name. Maybe your family name is Doka, is Ekeneke. So you want to create an SPV, you call it Ekeneke Asset Rights or Ekeneke Palm Ridge. So we go to CAC with that name, register. You bring the people together that we own the shares. So everybody in that SPV, they are shareholders. This one will own 10 hectares. This one can own 2 hectares. This one will own 5 hectares. And then by yourself, you now create a board of directors that will oversee the affairs of that company. Every company must have a board. And that's just the simple model of the SPV. So it helps you to diversify your portfolio. If you're an organization or you're a family, you bring your friends together and then you do it. And then beyond all this, you are driving impact on food security, economic growth, employment, environmental protection, and all that. So that is the SPV. It's a very simple model. You come together, you bring people of like minds that, oh, there's this investment in oil palm plantation. Let's do it together. You bring them together, and then you co-own this unit of plantation. But each individual has what they own, just like the shareholders in Okumu PLC or a Presco. They know how much shares they have. So when the dividend comes, when the revenue is paid, you pay according to the shares owned by the individuals of the SPV. That's the model we just created, just to give you more control of the assets and more control of the process. Thank you, Dorcas. And good evening,
all
Dr.
right.
Chijoke.
Yeah, for people and everyone that has just joined or just joining, thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. All right, we're just even talking about the SPV special purpose vehicle, which he just explained that you can tell your friends about it, and you can come together to co-own this palm rich farms. You can co-own to own this investment together, if I may say, let me put it that way. And then the minimum you can have for this investment is the 50 hectares. So somebody can have 10, you can have 5, another person has 20, as long as and you can have more. Just the minimum is the 50. You can have more, you can have up to 100, 200, as much as you want it. And then, like he said, you're going to be registered as an entity with CSC, and then it's going to be legally managed. Everything's going to be legal, nothing hidden. We are accountable, we are transparent, yes, and we listen. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. All right, so having said that, Mr. Actually, we call him Pastor Chris. I've been trying to remember Mr. but almost said Pastor Chris just now. All right, I think I'll just go with the Pastor Chris. All right, going on to financial transparency and returns. So, can you walk us through the financial model that is from the planting to processing and to revenue distribution? Can you just, for individual and SPV, can you take us through, sir?
Oh, okay. The palm rich model is a fractional ownership of the land, and that means different people own different portions of the estate. So, but together, we own the estate. So when you subscribe to any unit, the first thing is to make your subscription, your interest known by maybe outright payments or a down payment. And once your payment is concluded, you are scheduled for allocation. But your initial deposit, we will communicate with you, we'll send you a receipt of payment, we'll send you an invoice for what your purchase is, and then send you a contract of sale. The contract of sale is the agreement that binds you to asset rise. This is a contract we are entering into on this palm ridge. You know, I told you land is involved, and then so are other things involved. So, but there's a contract that will send to you. You go through, and then you sign up and return for us. When your payment is concluded, then we'll issue you a final receipt and then begin to process your land title documents. Remember, I said it's ownership model, so the land belongs to you. So we begin to process your survey, the survey in your name. Remember, the whole of the estate is already titled in asset riseness. So we now begin to process that portion you have bought in your name, and then we create a deed of assignment and take you back to the site, and then you plant, and then you see your palm tree plantation already with palm trees. So Asset Rise will nurture it for you for 3 years, free of charge, free management, and within these 3 years, some people will say, so I will not end for 3 years. But within these 3 years, firstly, your land is appreciating. Before you start earning from the palm trees, your land would have appreciated. And then secondly, you can do intercropping on your land within that period of 2 years before your palm trees start fruiting. And then you have a decision to make because it is an ownership model. Do you want Asset Rise to continue managing your palm trees for you, or after it starts fruiting, or do you want to do it yourself? Because the land belongs to you. If the land belongs to you, that means everything on the land belongs to you. So Asset Rise will need you to sign another, we call it the farm management contract or farm management agreement. That means, oh, manage my land, my fruiting palm trees for me, because the first contract ends at you getting fruiting palm trees after 3 years. So when the palm trees start fruiting, we now enter this new agreement. You say, okay, manage for me. I'm outsourcing it for you to manage. The initial period is 5 years. Your palm trees will fruit well over 30, 40, 50 years. But we didn't want to make you to sign for 30 or 40, 50 years to make it look like a slavery. So we say initial period for this agreement is 5 years. So after 5 years, if you like Asset Rise management, you cannot continue and say, okay, I want to sign again, and then you continue to manage for me. Or I don't like your management, I want to get somebody else to manage for me, or I want to manage it myself. That is the model. And then I said, you start earning. What are you going to be earning? Our projections show that from 1 hectare of palm tree plantation, which has 150 trees, it will generate about 6 million naira yearly. And for your information, we have others who are promising other huge returns on investments. They are not even near half of planting, but that's beside it. If you go to the NIFOR site, you will see NIFOR projections also. 2 years ago, they projected about 3 to 4, I think 3 million naira 2 years ago. So our projection is just a modest one to guide you. The model is an LLC model. It's not a debt model, it's an equity model, so that if the fruit produces more and the price of palm oil increases crazily, you will get more than this 6 million naira. You will get more from the land. And that's, I like to stop here.
All right, thank you so much, Pastor Chris, for that. So I'll just try to summarize what you just said. So what you said about the equity model is that when you subscribe to this farmland, you own the land, you own the palm trees, you own every income they generate. So the breed we planted is the Tenera breed. Meanwhile, like I've always said,
but hold on, last week someone called us and said, will it be allowed to plant another breed? We said, Shebi is your land. Bring it. We have already done our research and we feel that Tenera is the best. So, but if you feel like, oh, well, it was mentioning another breed, I don't want to bring the name here, it was mentioning another breed. But we already have our information from our strategic partners. NIFOR has seen that this breed is suitable for our weather, for our soil.
Yeah.
Even though it may not have as much yield like the other one, but this one is suitable for our soil and can stand the test of time. So go on, sir. Sorry to cut you.
All right, sir. No, it's fine. Very, very fine, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, like I said, you own the land, you own the palm trees, you own every income the palm tree generates. And like you just said, the breed we plant is the Tenera breed, the one approved by NIFOR. Yes, there are other breeds, but the one we planted is the Tenera breed, and it starts fruiting in 3 years. Yes, it starts fruiting in 3 years. So the space of that 3 years before it starts fruiting, Asset Choice helps you to manage it for free. You don't have to pay for planting. You don't have to pay for nurturing, for everything we are going to be doing on it. We are going to strategically manage it for you to ensure it starts fruiting so well. And then once it starts fruiting, that is the place he said you will be asked, you'll be invited to your farm. Okay, this is your trees are already fruiting. Do you still want Asset Choice to continue managing for you, or you want to do the harvesting by yourself? If you want to continue yourself, of course, it is your land, it is your palm tree. It's going to be released to you. Yes, sir. And then this is going to be documented. But if you want Asset Choice to continue the management for you, we help you harvest, we process, we package, and we help you sell. And then the profit is splitted such that you as the owner earn 60% and Asset Choice earns 40%. But if you are doing that is for the individual. If you are doing the SPV, same route, but then there is a special benefit for SPV models. Model, I mean, there is other benefit for the individual. Individual is different from the SPV. I don't know if Pastor Chris is there. You can help us just shed more light on the special benefits for the SPV stakers.
Okay, I'm still here. For the SPV can negotiate a little more return on the investment, on the sharing ratio. You can negotiate a little more because, and then also the SPV has 5 free hectares. If you are going to do that 50 hectares, we'll give you 5 free hectares. Then you have a personalized estate branded for you. So that means inside our estate, we'll have Dockers, Ekeneke, and co. If you have an SPV that way. And then also, we have the personalized insurance for your SPV for that period. I think that's about all of it. You can negotiate first and foremost the sharing ratio slightly, and then also you have the 5 free hectares. You have personalized insurance. You have personalized estate branding. I think that's about it.
All right,
and then
thank you.
We'll do the registration of the SPV for you free of charge. We'll open an account for that SPV. Asset Choice will undertake to do that for you. And your documentation is also personalized. That means we will also give you a registered survey with your SPV name.
Wow.
And that's on Asset Choice.
All right, so Asset Choice has currently been doing so well and we're loving it. All right, so somebody just asked a question. Basically, for you to manage the farm for clients, what's profit sharing ratio? I just mentioned that for individuals, the profit sharing ratio is 60-40, whereby you take 60% and the company takes 40%. But for the SPV, like he just mentioned, oh, thank you so much, sir. Like he just mentioned, we are going to have to talk about that. So you'll be invited. And just like the individuals, the 3 years before it starts fruiting is on the company. The company do it for free. So there is something to also give. That is another benefit for the individuals. And but for the SPV, there are even more benefits. And like I said, to have that SPV, the minimum you can have is 50 hectares. So even if you have you already subscribed before, and then you feel like, oh, I can invite my friends to come in. We can all buy. You can even do more than 50 hectares. Of course, you're welcome. Come in, let us discuss it. Thank you. And so it's on to the next question. All right. So this is about the success and case studies. Can you just maybe 1 or 2 examples? Could you just please share a real 1 or 2 examples of a successful oil palm investor or a project that is under this palm reach, sir?
Okay. Thank you. Before I go, I just saw something on my note. I like to share it, especially for those who are just coming. Why palm reach? You asked that question. I think you've asked it twice now. Why palm reach? Farming simply, we have defined it, is land ownership with agriculture. Farming is you owning your own palm tree plantation, as little as one plot of land or 1 acre or 1 hectare. It is yours. So the first thing that the farming gives you is asset ownership. You have owned an asset. Land is an asset, whether you like it or not. And it is an asset that is capable of generating income, not just by building a house on it like we do in traditional real estate, but because you have agriculture on it. So you have acquired an asset, and this asset gives you income while it is also an appreciating asset. Then it gives you sustainable income. We have given examples of Presco oil, Okuduba oil running for decades now. You plant once. You are not going to invest again and again and again and again. No, you plant it once, you get it right, and you just get sustainable income. Then it's not as volatile as Forex or what they call it, cryptocurrency. It is steady.
Money market funds.
Yes, it is steady income. And it's not based on inflation because you sell at current price. So it beats inflation. Unlike keeping your money in the bank or keeping your money in one secure item, farm rich is better. Then we have done a comparative analysis of the income from palm trees and the income from all these other sources of investments. The palm rich or the income from palm tree is better. And then you have dual income. You earn from land appreciation, and then you also earn from your oil palm produce. Then I said it's inflation proof. The market is large. The market is so large. I said the global market for oil palm oil is over 100 billion naira. That is the market you are going into if you own one. And Nigeria is just the fifth producer, and as fifth producer, we still import palm oil to meet local demand. I mentioned before that Nigeria requires 1 million metric tons to meet local demands. We are not near there. We are just about 2% into that. And we spend over 600 billion naira to import palm oil. And if you take a look at Malaysia today, take a look at Indonesia today, they came here to copy or to borrow seedlings. Today, the economy is powered by oil palm plantation. And just our neighbors here, Ghana, even though it's small holdings, but their economy is thriving. You can't import oil into Ghana. It's very difficult for you to take palm oil into Ghana. Whether you are going by road or you are going by air, it's almost impossible because that is a major revenue source for them. And then expert management. I mentioned before that it's a riskless investment. You cannot lose your money because you have an asset. If palm trees don't grow, you will collect your land. Your land must appreciate. So, and then the model is transparent, is credible, and we have a special model which we call the Agro Smart City model. You are not buying into a farm. You are not just buying. We have a palm-rich farm, but there's an estate model of the palm-rich. You are buying into an ecosystem that comprises of both the palm-rich and a residential and an industrial and a commercial. So that smart city is a city powered by agriculture, technology, and commerce. So our model is very, very robust. And our vision, is big. Is big. So the palm tree, the produce is in high demand, in such high demand that you cannot go wrong with a palm tree. So who have we done for which successful model? Like the GMD said in his video, we just signed a 2,000 hectare SPV with Madiba. Madiba is another company that signed this SPV for 2,000 hectares. And if you go on the online, you will also see them, what they're doing. We have done this for Chevron Cooperative. We have done this also for, I think, for Total Energies. These are people that we have done this project for, and then also some individuals I don't want to mention. But the partnership is secure and it guarantees you sustainable income. And this list, remember, is also a generational wealth creation and transfer. The land belongs to you. Your children will inherit it, whether you like it or not. Your children will inherit it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Pastor Chris. All right, before I go into my own next question, so we don't just, this question has been here for a while. So this Mr. Ade, if I'm correct, he asked the question, is okay, we have a revenue projection, right? So like he said, we have fruiting
Yes.
estate already. So our revenue projection, they are not guessed. We did not copy it. We got it from up because we already have clients that we are paying. And like he said, once the prices increase on palm oil, definitely your profits increases automatically. We can't even lie to you when it comes to that, because even if you go to Google today, you will get the latest price of palm oil. In fact, if you check NIFO will give you the price you can get. In fact, the last time I checked on NIFO for revenue projection for 1 hectare, in fact, our own profit is even bigger than what NIFO even predicted. So we don't even have anything to lie to you about. So answering to Mr. Day, Pastor Chris said, is the 6 million naira the total turnover for 1 hectare, or the 60% owner's profit share?
No, we give you figures based on ownership because you own it. So that is the total. If you're going to share it, then you do the ratio for yourself. That's still significant. About 3 to 4 million naira for you, while the rest goes to the company. Then I just take this opportunity to answer the other 2 questions I'm saying. What is your relationship with the Ogun State government, your host government? Ogun State government is not our only host government. We started from Ondo State actually, and we still have plantations in Ondo State where our GMD happened to come from. But the Ogun State government is where our largest estates are located. So we have a relationship with the Ogun State Agricultural Development Agency. You cannot run a project of that scale. That's over 7,000 hectares in only one state without the government intervention. We submitted a document for the Agro Smart City in Adodwater. That's over 120. I was looking at the document yesterday. That is a project work. If they say you should study that document for 1 month, you will not be able to do that. So, and going to a way was also a government official that saw what we did in Adodwater that said, I'm going to support you, and took us to Ewekuru, facilitated that acquisition for us. So the government is well involved, and the title we just got is also the government that did it for us. What do you mean by commercial area? And then somebody said we didn't get, what's the other question? Sorry.
Sorry, sir. How about this person that asked?
Just farm. He said, but this area you are selling is strictly for agri purposes, not for residency. So we have 2 models. There is a palm rich you will buy that has residency alongside it. That's the one we say is the estate model. If you buy the palm rich estate, you will be in an enclosure, which we call the Agro Smart City, that also has a residential section, that has a commercial section, that has another industrial section, and also has what we call the Agro Boulevard, where you can plant other things apart from palm trees. So it's not all about all about farming. It's not only farming that you have in the estates, but you have other constituents, other parts of the estate that is not the farming. But we also have a palm-rich farm. That farm is strictly a farm, only for farming activities, only for the palm tree plantation. It is not associated with any of these other estates. So either way, anyone you want to buy, you can buy it. The only difference is that the land appreciation in the estate model will be faster than the one in the farm. So that's the answer to that If you want to co-own, that is the SPV. We can discuss, ma'am. Yes, okay. Please reach out to Dorcas if you want to co-own. Honestly, 70-30 sounds a lot better. Dear sir, if you undertake to do it yourself, you're going to spend more than 40%. I bet you, if you undertake to go and harvest yourself, process it yourself, uh, uh, process yourself, package, that produce jerrycans to package and stickers and labels to package, and then you find storage for it, because palm oil, you don't just produce and sell. If you just produce and sell, you're going to sell at loss. So we also store to sell at off-peak periods where the price of palm oil is high. And for those of you who are thinking about the security of the model, we have a board of trustees of the Palm Ridge that is made up of landlords. They monitor us, they oversee, they have oversight functions of everything we do. And whatever we want to do with the proceeds, with the output, they are aware. They have access to our CCTV, they have access to our data, they know how many bunches we harvested, they know what liters of palm oil were produced, they know how many is in the store. So they have, and then when we want to sell, they have to give approval that, okay, we think that the price is good, sell. Thank you very much, Dorcas.
All
Let's
right,
go on.
sir. Okay, to
I think
answer
we should be fast with questions.
Mrs. Ugboma, sorry, I'm so sorry. He said, but this area you are selling is strictly for agri purposes, not for residency. That's wrong, ma'am. Just the other time, he talked about the agro smart city, and we have the agro boulevard. These places cover both residential, commercial, industrial, in fact, resorts, and even the farmland. So you can own residential land there. We also sell residential lands. Even these locations, we have the residentials there. And then somebody said something earlier, Pastor Chris, I think we skipped that. She said, that's Charity Samuel. She said, good evening, Pastor. Do you have clients in Kaduna State?
Yeah, see, if that's another benefit of the Palm Ridge that I skipped, because you have a expert management, you can own it, you can reside anywhere. A lot of our customers are overseas. If you go to our estate, for instance, you will see flags of different nations. Those are countries where we have our clients. So you don't need to live near the Palm Ridge to manage it yourself. You can choose the outsourcing option, except you want to do it yourself. And if you are buying big too, you can decide to manage yourself, but you don't need to be close. You don't need to live close there. The shareholders in Okomuoye, they are scattered over the world. They don't need to be in Okidupa, in Ondo State, to know what is going on. They trust that the company is diligent enough to do the business rightly and share profit at the end of the day. The difference between Okomuoye and Asset Rise is that theirs is a PLC model. Ours is an LLC model. That means fractional ownership. And it's even better because you own the land. The shareholders in Okomu and Presco, they don't own the land. They only own shares of money shares in the company. They are not the owners of the land. So this one, you own the land. And you can decide to sell your land anytime. You can decide to hold on to your land because it belongs to you. Is there a market for palm produce? Well, in fact, our model, before we produce anything, we find the market. If we don't have market, if we don't have buyers, we aren't producing nothing. So, in fact, Dorcas herself, she has been trying to find out for a customer how to become one of our off-takers. We want to register to be buying the oil palm. We have several people queuing to buy the oil palm, but we already have a lot of them. We're not stopping anyone anyway, but the market for the palm produce is there. Not just the palm oil, the entire value chain of the oil palm, from the palm bunches to the palm oil cake, palm kernel cake, whatever you name you want to call it, there is a market for it. So the shaft to every part of the palm tree that is useful, there is a market for it.
Mr. Machid. He just asked
No,
that.
we share income. We don't ask you to come and sell your palm oil. In fact, you will not be able to remove your own palm oil. We harvest everything. I said, sell is fractional ownership. We harvest everything together, process together, sell and declare the account. So if for instance you buy into like the phase 5, so next year, next month, that is tomorrow. Tomorrow is next month. Can you imagine? Tomorrow is next month. So uh, by by next month, we are going to call an AGM and present the accounts to them. Once the account has been presented and ratified, we will not send their dividend, their return on their investments to them. We wait again next year, December, and do that. So we will undertake all the process for you. That's why we are sharing. We are going to we are going to be there for you to harvest, to maintain the farm, to see even when palm trees start producing, we still have fertilizer. We still add insecticide. So the 60-40 is just a fair game for everyone. Are individual farm owners allowed to erect perimeter fences within the Wekuru farm area? Of course,
Okay,
when you come for allocation, you will see what we call the corner piece or the beacon. If you want to erect fence, well and good, you can fence out your own property. So, but that is a large sum of money to undertake to fence your produce. Some people have 30 hectares, 20, 10. Instead of you spending that money to fence, the security is good enough for your produce, because we cannot. I used to tell people that asset price is also depending on this oil to get their 40%. So we are not playing with it. We aren't playing with it. Thank you, Dorcas. Over to you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Another question just popped in. It said, does the SPV cover the farm? Can the
Yes,
farm?
very well.
Of course.
Yes, very well. You can either buy the SPV is just the legal entity. So you can decide that your SPV, somebody closed the SPV, both estate and farm. So you can decide that you want your SPV in the estate or you want your SPV in the farm. Just your choice. So go ahead, Dorcas.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. All right, sir. To my next question. Okay. In the next 5 to 10 years, sir. Next 5, 10, 20 years. Where do you see Palm Ridge? No, we have the farm, we have the estate, but this project as it is, where do you see it in the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years?
So in the next 5, 10 years, firstly, we should have hit over 20,000 hectares. Yes, we should have hit over 20,000 hectares. We have a partnership with the BEM Group, like I mentioned. Their partnership is for us to get to 20,000 hectares with the Agro Smart City. So we are at 8,000 hectares right now, and still going. So, and then also each of the estates we have huge processing plants and modern processing plants. Like the Ibadan processing plant is already undergoing upgrades presently. By Thursday, we are launching the new processing machines that just arrived, that we just invested in. And also we are launching the cattle ranching in Ibadan. The estate is already fruiting. Yeah, so it's a product that we will launch when the time is right, but we are launching it on Thursday. You buy a piece of the estate, will give you a free cow, which we will take care for you for next 3 years. After 3 years, you can pick up your cow with some other conditions anyway, but we will give you the free cow and train it, take care of it for you. So that's what we are doing. So we are going to install a 3,000 hectare plantation cannot have what we have in Ibadan. We are already partnering with BOI. BOI has given us a facility for that already. They saw what we are doing. They saw the Arise TV interview that the GMD granted, and they came to us, they wrote to us, and visited our estate and saw what we are doing. So they are graciously ready to grant us about 1.5 billion naira or so for that processing. So within next 5 years, Asset Rise will be up to 20 hectares. We'll be processing and we'll be exporting palm oil. And I'm sure that exporting should start from Ibadan by next year. And not just oil palm produce, exporting also palm kernel oil, producing beyond just the palm oil. We will process the kernel and get palm kernel oil from that also. And remember, our goal is to be an asset management company. So we're already on that, managing assets for people. Your palm is an asset which we are managing for you. So, and then Asset Price, we also go PLC. We are going to go PLC. It's not really easy managing fractional ownership, managing each individual like this. So we are also going to go PLC. We already started the process. And for you that is an investor in Asset Rise, you should look forward to that.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. When you were talking earlier, you mentioned how that the GMD got into the UK, he was invited, where he told the story, and then that brought another partnership. And then he also mentioned Ghana, because I heard about the House of Parliamentary, the partnership we already secured with the Ghanaian government. So for this kind of partnership, especially with Ghana, what does scaling into countries like Ghana mean for investors are joining today? What does it mean for them?
Okay. For Ghana to speak to us or to partner with Asset Rise, it means we are doing something right. So it yes, it means we are doing something right. Not just Ghana. I told you the commissioner of agriculture in Lagos State also visited our farm last year when she heard about the largest yam farm in Lagos. Nobody believed that we could have yam farm in Lagos.
Yeah.
So she had to visit the farm personally to see what we are doing. And I just want to let you know that we have really grown in leaps and bounds. What you see today didn't just start overnight. In fact, we started with buying palm oil produce from farmers who own palm tree plantations. That's where our partnership with Zenith Bank started. Partnership with AG Mortgage started. So it's not just today. What we call palm oil vest. We invested in their palm oil. It's okay. We'll give you money. We will buy your produce. So the farmers were secured. We have to secure the farmers. So the farmer comes, oh, I want money for school fees for my children. We give them the money through our banks. Our banks help them. We give them the money. So when the time for harvest comes, they get it out from their produce. So it was successful. And then firstly, we moved to renting land to plant ourselves. And then from there to buying land and planting for people. And then we are here today at over 8,000 hectares with 11,000 customers. So we have gathered some experience on the way. That's what it means to you, that you are not dealing with a company that is testing. We are not doing experiments. We know what we are doing, and you should get on board. You should get on board. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. In fact, you are giving us detailed answers. Thank you very much. And I've noticed that some people are just joining too. We are saying thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. And okay, so let me just quickly summarize some things that he said. We have the Palm Ridge project.
when you come back, I'm going to give the offer for the day. So if you're ready,
All right.
let me know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. To summarize before it comes back again. All right, so we have the palmage project, which is a land that has already planted palm trees on them. When you buy, you own the land, you own the palm trees, you own the income they generate. And then once they start fruiting, if we are managing for you, yes, I said we are going to harvest, we are going to process for you, we package it, we sell for you, and then the profit is split where you take 60%, you as the owner of the land, you take the 60%, we take 40%. And we also have the intercropping model. You can also intercrop on your land, like he said. You can whatever you want to plant on your land. We have some lands that has the tomatoes, pepper. We have the maize, but you know that these ones are cash crops. But talking about palm trees have moved from cash crops, mere cash crop, to industrial crop. Like as I speak to you, palm tree is in high global. Palm oil is in high global demand, and just for you to know, it is not only palm oil you can break out from palm trees. Not even about just this palm oil alone. Palm oil is in high global demand. Going into the market, in fact, we've seen that almost everything in the market, almost everything in the market requires palm oil to be made. Almost everything is made. Is it the medicine? Is it the food? In fact, there's a news currently that they are trying to get biodiesel from palm trees. I don't know if we have been seeing like news on that. And very soon, I guess they are going to bring out diesel from palm trees. You need to be in this. You need to be here. This is where you ought to be. And then he mentioned that we have the yam. We call it eco yams. We have the biggest yam, and in fact, we have a lot of yams. Yes, recently. In fact, I think next month, yes, people that invested earlier are going to be cashing out like big. And then he mentioned that we have already fruiting estates already. That is, lands already fruiting palm fruit. And then we have our investors that are already earning. Like I said, we have a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5 are already fruiting. And as I'm speaking to you, phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 are already sold out. So we have just few units remaining in phase 5. And then, in fact, I'll just tell you, this is the right place to be. This is the right place to be. All right. Madam Ogo Gboma just asked, what is SPV? We talked about SPV just now, which we said is a special purpose vehicle, which allows you to co-own with a group of people, probably a group of friends. You know your friends that will love to invest, even if it is in Nigeria, be it in diaspora. In fact, we have a lot of our subscribers outside the country. Some has not even seen their investment, but they are so certain. And meanwhile, when you're done with your payment, we give you a link, like a Google link, like more like a map to your farmland. So do you want to say something about that?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, so
yes, sir. Okay, sir.
You have a link. When you click that link, it takes you direct to your own farmland. You can see the latest upgrade on your farmland. Yes, so SPV, it makes you like a group of friends coming together to own, be it a family, be it corporations, be it companies. Yes, they can, and the minimum is 50 hectares.
Okay, Dorcas. All right. Let me save you the stress. You are doing a good job anyway. So somebody said palm trees do not allow other crops to thrive when combined. Yes, it won't, but at the early stage before they grow and bring out their shades, we can intercrop. We have done it many times over. We can intercrop with yam, we can intercrop with palm tree, with cassava and corn. We have done it in all our estates, and they grow very well. But after the palm tree start fruiting, we'll stop the intercropping because the shade will not allow anything to grow underneath. And I have good news for you. The esteemed Group Managing Director of Asset Rise Limited will just make an appearance for 5 minutes, and he will be speaking about the SPV. So if you want to hear from the horse's mouth, please listen. And this is the visionary, this is the pioneer, the creator of the Palm Ridge project, which all of us are beneficiaries today. So without much ado, please, sir, if you're on the call, let's have you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. Pastor Chris, God is the creator of everything.
I knew you were going to say that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being here this evening, and I say congratulations and well done to Dorcas.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well done. So, in a brief, I'm going to explain or lend my voice to the SPV model. So, number one, we have to recognize that agriculture is the major thing Nigeria has to offer to the world, aside oil and gas. I jokingly will mention that we cannot export phone to China, neither can we export cars to Japan or to the UK. But one thing that we have to give to the entire world, as at date or currently, it's our potential in agriculture. And as an individual, I'm so convinced that if this is what we have to give to the world, then we have to mine it to the last man. We have to exploit it. We have to give our best to it. I'm so challenged by my visitation to Ghana and see what they are doing massively in cocoa. And I think I met with some of the parliamentarians in Morocco, and we wanted to go buy chocolates. And then the clerk of the house said, "Oh, why are you going to buy chocolates in Morocco? I have plenty of chocolates in my bag, and we produce them in Ghana." "Oh, really?" I said, "Yes, we have plenty of chocolates. I mean, we produce a lot of chocolates in Ghana, and we have so much." And that was so encouraging, because they have mined their cocoa to the last mine, producing all kind of stuff from their cocoa. And now, when we spoke about the palm oil or palm trees, they dived in immediately. Today, Ghana has launched a national policy on oil palm plantation, and it's good to know that it's a policy, and we're coming on a partnership with them for 10,000 hectares that we are trying to push through in Ghana. And why am I having to mention this? Africa has a lot of potential in agriculture. And we as Africans, we have to explore that margin. We hold the biggest or the largest arable land in the world. And that is wealth to us. And that's the origin of we pushing the agro real estate. Agriculture must be mechanized and must be commercialized. And agriculture must be instrumentalized with land ownership. Agriculture must become an asset that we can trade. So, for example, I can sell my farmland like I'm selling my 4-bedroom duplex in GRA, and it's worth it. Because agriculture, when it is instrumentalized as an asset, it becomes more valuable than just, "Oh, I have a farm." And with that, cash crop is one of the ways to go. And that's why one of the best cash crops in Africa, in Nigeria, and even globally is the oil palm plantation. The potential of the oil palm, it's risk portfolio. This evening I was jokingly boasting of my credentials to someone, and I'll say, as an investor, if I want to do anything, the first thing I look at is the risk element. I study the risk before I leap, and I furthered that study with my certification from Harvard University on investment risk, and with portfolio in real estate. So risk is a major thing to look out for when we are investing. And If you look at agriculture in its entirety, especially in Africa, and zero down to Nigeria, one of the portfolio that has less of the risk is the oil palm plantation. You plant the trees once and for all, as long as you plant in with expertise, in the right weather, in the right location. You can plant and leave those trees and travel abroad. Once they are established, travel and leave them for 10 years, and you come back and meet your palms grown and almost zero mortality. Like I said, once they are established, 3 years. They are so agile, they are so tough, they survive almost by themselves. And we've seen this over and over. The Oil Palm PLC, owned by the Ondo state government, now gone public. The government abandoned it for over 30 years. And they came back about 5 years ago, cleared it off when we rented some hectares from them. And today, the entire oil palm is back. They're back to the Nigerian Stock Exchange. There is no business you'll abandon for that long and come back to meet anything. You dare abandon your poultry for 1 week. You come back and meet nothing anymore. Dare abandon your ranch. So when we talk about the risk portfolio of the oil palm, it is very agile. Number two, the land is also a major risk buffer. As long as you buy the land right and is well documented, land will remain there for centuries. Your children will come and will transfer. You can sell, you can do anything with your land. So if we combine these two portfolio or these two investments together, land ownership and oil palm plantation, you're going to have what we call an agile investment, as long as it is done right. Now, for us to say you can scale up this investment by owning an SPV. What is an SPV? A special purpose vehicle. And to me, the SPV is all coined by us responding to the agricultural drive from the federal government to the state government. Nigeria driving massive agriculture, because that is where we should focus now. So if you are investing in agriculture, don't do it shabbily. Don't do it like I just want to throw my money somewhere. Have a focus. You can start with small, but have a mindset to grow. And what will be the advantage of you growing an agro company? The SPV, like I said, is a strong advantage you can create. So how does it work? As an individual or a group, you're going to be owning an agro company, just like Asset Rice. You're going to be owning Mr. Shenunjeje Muti or Shenunjeje Muti Nigeria Limited as your agro company, registered, and then it becomes an entity. That entity will own the land. That entity will own the biological assets that you are planting on it. And that entity can expand from 50 hectares to 1,000 to 20,000 hectares if you have a vision to grow it. And that entity, we have a lot of benefit from every incentive that the government is throwing into the agro space. Just like Pastor Chris mentioned, I mean, it's only because we are on entities that we could get that support from the BOI or get support from our presentation from the international government. So one of the things we're driving is you can own an agro company. And another second benefit to this is that as an agro company, you have tax holidays. I mean, currently, the tax regime that is coming up in 2026, one of the ways to get or to position ahead of that is agriculture. If you invest well in agriculture and you own an agro company, the government is giving you 5 years agro holiday. And so it means your earning and your investment in agriculture will be tax-free. And number three, once this is done right, either as an individual or as a group, you are going to earn from this company for about 30, 40, 50, 70 years. This is a company that you can establish and go to bed. So let's take it vice versa, other risk portfolio. I mean, I've seen a lot of poultries shut down in 5 years, in 6 years. We are not discouraging that. But one thing I always say to smart investors, put your money in the less risk portfolio. And when that has grown capacity, you cannot diversify into the riskier portfolios. I'll give you an example. If today Okumu decide to own a 10,000 birds poultry, it's not going to shake them for declaring 75 billion in a year or doing over 50 billion profit after tax. If they decide to invest 1 billion in poultry today, it doesn't move them. But one thing is that they've substantiated their investment with a portfolio that is less risky, and then they can diversify. If today Okumu want to have a ranch with 1 million cattle, it won't shake them. They can diversify from their profits to create a ranch, and the ranch will even be under the trees, under their palm trees. So you can diversify in the future from this same portfolio. But the wisdom is this: the oil palm and land has less risk. So as individual or as group, think to the future of investing larger in oil palm plantation. And why should you invest larger? Nigeria need over 1 million metric tons to be self-sufficient. And we're not talking about 300 or 500,000 hectares. So, I mean, the room is big. And by 2030, the global oil palm market is running over $100 billion. And the price will keep appreciating. Human consumption, industrial consumption, we keep increasing. And now you see companies like Indonesia saying Indonesia is the biggest oil palm producer in the world. And now they are saying we're not exporting our oil to anywhere. We want to convert our oil to biofuel. And last 2 years, they proved the world right. They refined their oil to fly the first commercial flight flown by refined palm oil. You can Google that and see that for yourself. And a lot of lubricants today, or their biofuel today are from palm oil. So the world and the future may come back to palm oil after crude oil for biofuel, and that is expanding. So it's a project that is very futuristic. You can take your time, please, to study this. Don't take our word for it. Take your time, do your research, understand the scope. Where any land we're proposing to you, go and do your due diligence with the government. And once you are satisfied, you can take a decisive step to expand your oil palm portfolio. Lastly, I will say to this: the SPV is designed for who? Number one, families. You want to create a family trust fund, buy 50 hectares, share it to your children, 10 hectares or 5 hectares. I mean, we're not saying share it like put it in, just share it. Because the SPV is going to be, we're going to register an agro company for you. We will do that for you. Our legal department will do that for you. We'll create an agro account for you. Our partner bank will do that for you. We'll file everything that we need to file for you, and then you own an agro company. Make your children shareholders in that agro company. And I love the shares to them. 10 hectares, 20 hectares, I mean, how you want to allot it. And then your family owns a family trust fund with a backbone of an agro investment in oil palm. So you can do it as a family trust fund. And just like my story, if you do a 10 hectares for your child who is 5 years today, I can bet you by the time he's done from university, he doesn't need to work anywhere. He has a lot of resources that it's almost impossible for any company in Nigeria to pay him salary what 10 hectares will pay him. And then he's stabilized for wealth and convert that into the far future. So it's a very great background for family trust fund. Number two, your company, you're working in a company, you can come together. 5 of you, 10 of you, 20 of you, you can own an agro company. It is safe to partner because you have more strength as a company to come against anybody. And then you're establishing a company, everybody owns their shares. Assetrise manages the entire portfolio, so nobody's breaking their heads. The revenues are declared to your company, and then everybody's share according to their investments in the SPV. And your cooperative, your estate association, your school association. I mean, why are we saying this? Invest as a group or invest as an individual, and you can expand your possibility of creating wealth, not just wealth, sustainable wealth into the future with an asset that can define it. 2 assets, the biological asset in the oil palm and the land as an asset. I think I'll stop here. And if I have 2 or 1 question, I will answer them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. In fact, that was a very powerful session, if I'll put it that way. All right, so just welcome. questions.
questions.
We have a lot of
Can they
people that
unmute?
want to ask questions. Yes,
Can
they
they
can
unmute?
unmute and ask
Okay,
their questions,
please
please.
just raise your hand
Yeah.
first and then quickly ask your question so the GMD can leave. And let's continue our business. Yes, please ask your questions. And thank you so much, sir, for honoring us with your presence. I know your schedule is so tight, but we appreciate you, sir. Any questions? Okay, no questions. Is doctor gone? I thought doctor
He's
was.
still there, yeah.
Is he
That's
here?
just my guess too. Dr. Chijo Cave, by any chance you have any question? Madam Oge, this Mr. Adiola.
Don't worry. Let doctor ask the question if he doesn't have. The rest people don't have questions. I already know that.
Okay, thank you very much, GMD and the team, Dorcas and Pastor. Appreciate your discussion this evening. So, my question, although I think I put that in the chat, but I just want to reiterate it. What is Asset Rise strategic business plan within the short term, in the sense that you're looking at managing, being an asset management company? What's your minimum farm size that you think you'll be managing, maybe in a particular location, to ensure that you are profitable and to continue to manage? Because the way I'm looking at it is, um, uh, if you are not profitable and you now say, okay, let everyone individually go ahead and manage their own farm, will a scenario like that happen? Or, can you just throw more light on that? So that's why I asked that question.
Okay, thank you, sir. DMD, sir. Dr. Chijoke is one of our esteemed clients. He owns a 20 hectare, so
Wow.
is a customer with the 20 hectares, sir.
Okay, I think I would love to answer that question. Thank you so much for honoring us with your patronage. 20 hectares is almost a company. It's a company already. So I'll just encourage you to expand that to 50 hectares so you can own an agro company and also own an SPV. That's a very strategic question. And it seems like I'm in a board meeting when you ask that question. Okay, it's simple. If we have done this for over 7 years, and we have, by God's grace, sustained this for over 7 years, it shows that from the beginning we had a plan, and that plan has been in succession. First, let me speak to the component of asset rise governance. We are very strong with ESG, and corporate governance is one thing we don't joke with. I will say to my people that if Rotimi is the most important person in asset rise, then asset rise is not important. So asset rise is not about me. The corporate governance, we have the chairman of the board, we have the other board members, and then we have a system that is beyond me. And the company continues to run with or without me. And that states that when the board comes together, it's a lot of planning, but now in the future. And just like Pastor Chris said, we're on our way to a PLC, and someday, like Presco currently manages 80,000 hectares and declaring 198 billion in revenue in a year. That's a lot of weight. And that company has been in existence for over 40 years now. We see companies like that as our model, and we want to grow bigger. And so there's no way this is not profitable for us. And we are exploring every angle. Like he said to you, we are mining to the last mile. Ibadan is fruity, the trees are taller, and then we're starting a ranch under it. So we're diversified. And even in Ibadan, we have a pig pen, we have diversified. Why with this diversification? When we finish extracting our oil from the kernel, we have PKC. Rather than throwing the PKC away, the pigs, the animals can feed on the PKC. And then we can have good animals and sell the animals. So that's just a lot of businesses into the future. Our eco-yams project, even from the first year of planting, today we have the biggest biggest farm in Lagos State. We're currently harvesting yam in Ekpe, harvesting yam in Funab, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, where we have 100 hectares partnership. And right from the first year, we're already profitable because intercropping those yam, this year we've intercropped cassava, over 200 hectares of cassava. We've produced dairy, produced tuwo, produced semolina. A lot of all these are making us profitable from the beginning. So the insight is not oil palm alone. It's a full agro value chain. But like I said, we take the less riskier portfolio to diversify into other portfolios. And like you earlier said, in the future, if this oil palm become unprofitable, what are we going to do? So the first thing is we have to have an insight for the future before even bringing people into it. If it lasts 40, 50, 70, 100 years, oil palm has never become unprofitable, then I don't think far into 10 years, it will suddenly become unprofitable. The future is even more promising than now. Now the world is going green. Let me tell you more about the future of the palm plantations. I jokingly tell people in our real estate development association, when we started the agro real estate oil palm model, we pioneered this. A lot of my friends and colleagues were making jest of us. And I would tell them someday in the future, this palm farm will become one of the most expensive places to live in Nigeria in the world. And it's simple. Imagine, just close your eyes and imagine you living around 1 million trees. How do you feel that place would be? So when the world is crying for climate change, we have planted trees that will sustain the world, and those places will be where you will run to. When Lagos is choked with houses and there is so much pollution in the air, you want to come and live close to nature. And don't forget, those land will be very expensive then. So the future will be far more profitable than today. Even after you have made money or profit from all your oil palm, the real estate potential of it, keep your land appreciated and keep your land more desired as a place for people to live in the future. So I can go on, but one thing I want to summarize it is we have projected and seen what the future of this project will be. And that's why we are creating a model that will be sustainable. The Agro Smart City presentation at the House of Lords, to God's glory, was a model that wowed everybody because we talked through sustainability. And I mean, just last week, we had a team from Covenant University already taking this as a research, how agro smart cities will become the cities of the future with all this. So we have an insight or a foresight for the future, and together with you, sir, and all persons who are investing in this project and the Palm Ridge tribe, we're going to make sure that this is sustained ethically, and it will be far more profitable into the future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Oh, thank you so much, sir. That was so detailed.
I hope Dr. Chijoke is satisfied.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, that was well said. I'm quite impressed with your response. So,
Thank
I
you so
mean,
much,
it
sir.
has given me even more confidence, like you mentioned, to invest more, which I will be looking.
Okay. And the SPV gives you room to own an agro company. It means that all your investment will be converted into a company, and then it has even far more value than a private ownership. So we'll talk more about that. So I don't bore other people. We'll talk more about that. And if you need to speak to me, Dorcas can organize a meeting, and we'll see how we can speak to you expanding to a 50 hectares. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Really do.
Oh,
Take
okay,
this for
thank you.
granted.
That's fine.
All right, thank you, Dr. TJK, for that amazing question. And thank you for even joining and then Also, thank you in advance because you're going to be, buying more and then, subscribing higher. The SPV is the best for you, sir. And do we have more questions, please? You can ask questions, please. If we have any other people, another person that would like to ask question, please kindly unmute and ask your questions. Madam Ogo said she wanted to ask a question the other time. If you could unmute, Ma, and ask your question. If there are no questions, then we have to move forward.
Yes, let's move forward. Let's move
Sorry,
forward.
I have a question. Good evening. I have a question.
Okay,
All right,
Dotun,
please
please
go
go
on,
ahead.
Mr. Dotun.
Okay, please. I chatted Miss Pastor Chris up, but I didn't get a response because one of the trainings we had is not about the SPV. It's about having 100 acres. Then you could asset rights could partner with you. So I was actually attended the coronation of a village in Osun State. Of course, they have vast land. So I was supposed to have a meeting with the king. So I'd already told someone that would initiate the meeting. So I was looking at it like, okay, if they have land and they are not using it, if asset tries could do something like that, even for the company, it would expand its reach and its awareness. You like understand in Osun State. I don't know if you have anything in Osun State. So I sent a message. I didn't get a response. So I said, let me ask here if asset tries still does something like that, where they could partner with someone that has over 100 acres, about 100 acres, and they partner and they do something with. I'm done speaking.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
thought I answered you, but to the GM this year, yeah, I replied to your message, but yeah, we can discuss that after the meeting if the GMD is still muted. But you'll get a response from him.
All right. Somebody else raised their hand. BG, please could you unmute and ask your questions?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Ma.
I actually just got to know about this webinar some minutes ago, and I would like to ask, do you people have a website that we can look at or something so that I don't have to draw us back since I joined late? So, yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your question, Ma. To ask, yes, definitely. We have a website which you can check. All right. So probably
Definitely.
for the end of the meeting, we'll drop that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So any other
Okay,
question, please?
let's go ahead, Lucas.
All right,
Let's
sir.
go ahead so that your last question you were going to ask about someone who's been scammed before, or someone who says he doesn't have enough money to start or to start an investment like this. Well, I said there are different entry points, and the GMD intuited that you can start and grow your portfolio. You can start with 1 hectare. Some of our customers started with 1 hectare and they've expanded to 10 hectares. They upgraded to 10 hectares, and even some who upgraded to 10 hectares are moving to the SPV. We had a meeting with them. We're going to have another special SPV meeting for our customers next week Sunday. And if you want an invite, you just talk with your consultant, or you can talk with Dorcas, and we'll send you an invite. It's for customers. We have one for consultants on Saturday, and the one for Sunday is for consultants. It's for customers who will bear it all open for you so that you can get all the nitty-gritties and take your decision. But for someone who's been scammed before, that is why we are taking the lead in the industry to show you the red flags and to encourage you to do your due diligence. The GMD said something, said, don't take our words for it. Make your research, make your findings. If you want to buy from us too, you request for the land documents and go and do your search so that you are sure that what you are buying is genuine. But if you've been scammed before, the presence of, I used to say that, I said the presence of the fake or the counterfeit just shows that there's an original. You have come to the right place. you can try again and get value for your investment. Asset Rise is credible. It's one place you can come and visit and see how we are and look up everything you want to do before you take that decision. And for the offer for the day, if you are buying between tonight and tomorrow in the estates, 1 hectare and above, you have one free plot. If you're buying 1 hectare and above, each hectare will get you one free plot in the residential estate. So if you are buying 10 hectares, I think we can afford to give you 10 free plots if you are going to make a commitment between today and tomorrow. And if you are buying acre, well, there's no free plot for the acre, but we can look at maybe giving you another incentive. Maybe we can give you a 20 kg bag of rice if you subscribe for the estate, or if you subscribe for the farm. If you subscribe for the farm, you get incentive, rice incentive. Also, 1 acre of the farm, you get a 20 kg bag of rice. If you buy a 1 hectare and make an initial deposit of 1 million, you get a 40 kg bag of rice. And then more than that, you can see Docker, she can send you the incentive chart for the farm. But if you are buying the estate right away, today, tomorrow, we'll give you a free plot on each hectare you purchase. And then also for the acre, we can afford to give you a 20 kg bag of rice. Thank you very much, Dorcas. I think that's all for me.
Sorry, sir. I just want to get one clear on that estate and farm. So when they buy within today and tomorrow, when they subscribe into the estate
Yes.
from 1 hectare, they get one plot free in the residential.
Yes.
That is
So yes, the terms and conditions, you will get the plot free, but you have to pay for the documentation.
exactly. They have to
So
pay for
we'll give you
documentation.
the land free of charge, but you will
They
pay
don't
for
have
it.
to pay for the land, just the documentation.
So then if you buy 1 acre in the estate, the company will give you a bag of rice. I will
Bag of rice. All
facilitate
right.
that.
So what about on the farm?
The farm already has incentives. So if you buy 1 acre,
So
you get a 20 kg bag of rice. If you buy a 1 hectare, I think you get a 50 kg bag of rice
bag
or
of rice.
40 kg. If
All
you
right.
buy 3 hectares or 5 hectares or so, there's another. I think a bag of rice and a turkey, just a gift for the season from Asset Rise for subscribing between today and tomorrow. That incentive has expired today, but I will give it to you if you pay between today and tomorrow.
Okay. All
Thank you
right.
very
Thank you
much
very
for
much, sir.
having me.
A question here from Madam Ogo Ogboma. Can one buy one plot? All
So,
right.
so in the Palm Beach estate, in Iwekuru and the farm, there are no plots. The minimum you can subscribe to in the estate in Iwekuru is 1 acre. But in the phase 7, which is still selling, and the phase 5 in Ibadan, you can buy it in plots. So you can buy one plot in the phase 7. One plot in phase 7 is 1.6 million naira. So you can see the difference and see if you should encourage yourself to go for the 1 acre. One plot in the phase 7, because that estate is well advanced. The land value has appreciated more than where we are right now in the Waco. So one plot is 1,625,000. But in the farm in the Waco, one plot, 1 acre is 2,650,000. So just a difference of about 1 million naira. But the difference in the plots is one plot and 6 plots. So that's the difference for you. Then in the estate, 1 acre is 4.3 million naira. So Dockers, please type the price of the one plot in it and see it is not small. Wherever you want to start with, start and build your portfolio. Remember, the GMB said something that I had to write down. It said the real estate value of what you are buying now, tomorrow, will far outweigh whatever income you must have collected over the years. We say A 10 hectares should give you about 40 million naira every year. For 30 years, that should be about 1.2 to 1.5 billion naira. However, the real estate value will be far, far more than this, what we are mentioning. Thank you very much. So please type the price of the one plot in
That's
Adodo. In
Adodo.
Ibadan, it's 5 million naira. So you can go ahead, let me help you type it.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, so I think you already answered even the question we are going to ask later on. That is, if there is we talked about the special benefit that's going to be for people that had joined the webinar tonight. So if you are willing to subscribe within now and tomorrow, normally the offer we are giving ended today, yes. But then if just because you joined this webinar, if you are willing to subscribe within today and tomorrow, you still get to get it in this special offer, and not just in the special offer, with sweet incentive. On the estate, on 1 hectare, you get one plot in the residential. Like we said, we also have the residential. So the more you buy is the more you get. And even talking about the projection, that is the profit, the more you own is the more you earn. I bet you would not compare the profit of a man who owns 10 hectares with 50 hectares or 100 hectares. So, like I'm going to say that you can join the SPV, you can co-own, yes, the group of friends, the family, the corporations, they come together to form an entity to own a part of this palm rich project, is palm rich oil palm investment, and you can even own individually. Of course, you alone can have 50 hectares of the farmland, and you still get to benefit from the benefit that aligns with the SPV. All right. So, in the absence of any other questions, and to end, Pastor Chris, which was just want to say thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for tonight. Thank you for joining the meeting. Thank you for taking your time to answer the questions. In fact, you did justice to every question. Even the question that I'm just going to ask, you already gave detailed responses to them. And then we extend our thanksgiving to our GMD, the visionaire. I tell you, is a wonderful man. And then, someone who had this vision and he just keep it to himself, but then he brought everybody into it, and had a mandate that everybody must be a partaker, everybody must be a landlord, everybody must be wealthy. That is a very, very good one to say. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much. I can't start calling your names now, but thank you so much for joining this webinar. I am so blessed to join, and I'm very sure everyone here is also blessed to join. So we call it a night. And you can start. I dropped my phone number in the chat box. Please kindly message me immediately. If you are willing to secure your farmland, message me immediately, or you can even call or message. Yes, we will give you a response. Just let us know you joined the webinar. And then also, let me let you know that this meeting was recorded. So we are going to share the link to everyone as soon as the meeting has ended. Thank you so much once again for joining the meeting. Please do have a wonderful night. God bless you.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
God bless you all. Everyone that subscribes, the Lord is going to bless you massively. The Lord is going to bless you beyond your imagination. The Lord is going to bless you beyond whatever you ask or think or even imagine. According to the Bible, it says, the Lord is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, and above all that you ask or think or imagine, according to his power that worketh in us. Thank you all for joining. So we say, Father, thank you for tonight. Thank you for this night. Take all the honor forever. May your name be praised forever and ever. For in Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Where are you?